Today on V8 Extra, we recap a history-making weekend at the Winton 360 where Nissan claimed their first race win in 21 years. The championship was thrown wide open and we celebrated our 12th race winner of the season. Larko drops by Garry Rogers Motorsport to chat with the man himself and reflect on 50 years of motorsport. We catch up with a special apprentice in the workshop and take a sneak peek at the new Volvo S60 V8 supercar. All that and more on today's episode of V8 Extra.
Hi everybody, thanks for joining us once again on V8 Extra. Well, we're wrapping up the Winton 360. What a weekend, event 9 of the championship. 60-60 super sprint race and 2 100k races, and as always, Winton turns it on. We had wild weather early in the week and then some exciting motor racing, but the big news and the big story, the historic Nissan 1-2 led home by James Moffat.
It's already been a standout weekend for the Nissan Motorsport crew, the Norton Hornets. So it's Whincup against Caruso at the front of the grid. Winton is always wild, especially here into turn 1.
Oh, problem for Whincup. We've got a problem for Whincup. He's pulled left on pit straight. Whincup out of the race. Caruso is the new leader.
It's a 1-2, as you'd expect, at the front for the Norton Hornets.
That was a nasty moment.
Oh, and he's got him. This is halfway to history, if you like. So Caruso first, Moffat second. That's at half-time.
Oh, they didn't, please.
Now Michael Caruso puts the hammer down. James Moffat is up for the challenge, and Moffat takes the advantage.
Oh, he's made a mistake. Moffat's made a big mistake when it counts most. He might get away with it.
He's held his own, and he will pilot the Norton Nissan Altima across the finish line. It has been 21 years since Nissan did it. Well, happy 21st, Nissan, you're back.
Just a great day for everybody involved. Big thanks to the team, and I guess to do it in the fashion we did, 1-2 with my teammate Michael. Yeah, fantastic. Couldn't have got any better.
A very relieving but also rewarding day yesterday for not just the guys here but everyone back at the workshop that has put in a phenomenal amount of hours. I think everybody, when they were able to take 5 minutes last night and just reflect on themselves, it was just a huge sense of relief, and we're really pleased, really pleased.
It was a little bit emotional. Not many people would really understand how much work's actually gone in behind the scenes to make that happen, and we've done it all in-house with the engine, the car, the setup stuff. It's been huge, so I'm pretty proud of the guys.
Wasn't it fantastic to see the new generation of the names Moffat and Nissan succeeding in V8 supercar racing? But there was a whole lot more to the race weekend.
At the front, Jason Bright, and a huge moment in the career of Tony D'Alberto and Team Highflex. Well, Bright stalled off the grid. Winterbottom's going to have to go around him. It means it will be 3 wide. And straight off a Fujitsu GRM car of Alex Bremer. A big crash involving Russell Ingall and Alex Davison and Whincup. So they're underway again, Mark Winterbottom.
Oh, and Courtney, a very late dive. Oh, and there's action there again now as Courtney moves up a spot to 3rd.
Winterbottom finally on the winners list at Winton. But he's got away well. And a car's got off on the infield there and into the tyre wall.
Oh, there's a big fire here.
Scott Pye. Murrow Ingall on the inside of Jonathan Webb. Big spin around and into the fence. Oh! Rick Kelly off high-speed contact.
There's a lot of activity. There's a lot of guys that are going to pit.
Half the field has come in and put new tyres on. Wow, that's a big one. Jason Bright out of the picture.
Tander's just marching forward with that grip. He's really using it well. And off the road goes Davison.
At this corner now, the smart thing to do is just let Chaz sneak across in front and hook straight on behind. And he gets up the inside. This is a fast section of road.
He'll try and go up the inside. He does. Nails it.
They're fresher tyres on car number 2. He's going to have to muscle it, but that's a great victory for James Courtney. Coulthard second and Mostert holds off Tander. He's back and firing.
And so after 27 races, the championship points table has been shuffled. Jamie Whincup's lead has been whittled to just 55 points, with both Will Davison and Mark Winterbottom well within striking distance. You might be wondering what happened to Craig Lowndes. Well, following the final race, he was given a 25-point penalty for contact with Michael Caruso, and that drops him to 4th. James Courtney has now also moved up 3 positions too after his win.
Up soon, we're going to celebrate 50 years of Garry Rogers Motorsport with the man himself, and we'll sneak off to the break celebrating the historic Nissan 1-2 with James Moffat and Michael Caruso.
So it's Whincup against Caruso at the front of the grid.
Whincup out of the race. Caruso is the new leader for Nissan Motorsport at Norton.
This is going to be nerve-wracking for the Norton Hornets.
This is the team. A significant moment for these young guys.
It has been 21 years since Nissan did it. Well, happy 21st, Nissan, you're back. And a 1-2 to celebrate.
Welcome back to our Winton edition of V8XTRA. Well, 50 years is a long period of time, especially at the coalface of professional motorsport. Now, as a competitor, entrant and a leading talent scout, Garry Rogers has pretty much done it all. And this week, Larko caught up with him to have a chat about his amazing innings.
Well, Gazza, 50 years, Garry Rogers Motorsport competing in our sport. Congratulations, well done. But let's rewind right back to the start. 50 years ago, where, what car, what were you doing? How did it start?
Early model Holden, Winton, Victoria, and it was just a hell of a lot of fun. You did it with your mates girlfriends, boyfriends. It was, I mean, I was an apprentice motor mechanic at the time. And you look, really, I look at today, you look at the trucks, you look at the people. It's still fun, but it was a hell of a lot of fun then too.
Garry, you and I both know this is a tough, tough business to be in. But you've managed over this period of time to sustain yourself and grow amongst people that have come in from other businesses and gone. What is it that has differentiated you from the pack that allows you to not only survive, but flourish in this game?
Look, you can only do so much yourself. And if you think you can do everything, you are in dreamland. But if you've got great people who will follow you, you need to lead. I mean, you just can't sit there and give orders and do nothing. But I think over the years I've been able to do a lot of physical work, the manual things, and I think because of that we've really got people to put in as hard as I expect, because, you know, if you don't want to put in with me, don't turn up here. But if you put in, then I think that we give people a great reason to be part of our team. I like being weird. It's fine. Being weird, I'm happy. I look at all the people who aren't weird and they don't look very happy to me. I just want to be happy, enjoy the good moments, tolerate the bad, and then just move on from there.
You have this uncanny knack of identifying young talent, and sometimes before we see the actual genuine lap speed on the track. I mean, you know, Tander, Holdsworth, Caruso, and now Scotty McLaughlin. What is it that you're looking for, or what is it you're identifying in these kids before they actually perform?
My main criteria is okay, they need to be able to drive fast, but they've also got to have a discipline of their own life as well. Look, I don't expect a whole lot of people to, you know, obey a set of stupid rules. But if you've got a good understanding of your own commitment to your friends, your family, your mates, even perhaps to people you don't like a lot, but I find that is really vital to get the best out of them. I mean, everything's... Look, when you're winning races and the cars are going great, everyone's smiling. But it does if someone spears into the fence or the engine blows up, you don't need people, oh, you know, if I'd have been driving his car to win the race, and then the mechanic gets on, oh, it's too hard, forget it.
So here we are in the Garry Rogers Motorsport foyer, and let me tell you, this place reeks of success, and nothing more, mate, than this bit right here. 2000 Bathurst winner, dear to your heart, unrestored.
Unrestored, it's the only one I've ever kept.
Is it?
Yep, only one.
And I reckon you'll be awfully glad you did. Let's have a look at the trophy cabinet. As you can see, reeks of success, but unlike many trophy cabinets, there's plenty of weird bits in here, Gary.
Really?
I just quickly picked up this photo here on the wall here. That's obviously a picture of your son.
Found that at the op shop.
So, Gaz, apart from the quirky stuff we've seen, I mean, I look at this trophy cabinet. What for you really stands out? What's special here, mate?
They're all special at the time, and as I say, you enjoy it at the moment, move on, otherwise you won't end up with any more.
Well, I do see something a little special up on top there, mate. Oh. I've just spotted the Volvo. I've just spotted the Volvo badge. Volvo horns, mate. Now, there's the future right there. There's the future. You've been 15 years with Holden, in fact, your entire time in V8 supercars. That must have been an incredibly difficult decision to make. What motivated you to make that difficult decision and switch brands?
Well, look, at the moment, people would probably say, well, why would you? I mean, our cars are going better than they have in a long, long time. And I think that, look, it was a tough decision, but the fact of the matter is V8 supercars today, if you want to be in this business for a long time, which clearly I've been around since the inception, and I see no reason why I would be leaving. I love it, I enjoy it, and you really need to align yourself with a manufacturer if that's your plan. Well, that is my plan, and, you know, look, I'm really pleased, and I think I look really, really good in a Volvo.
Well, Gaz, thanks for your time, mate. And I just want to say some of the things you've actually articulated here to us today, just again re-emphasise why it's such a pleasure to have you on the pit lane, mate. Well done.
Thanks, Larko.
That was a great chat. Nice to catch up with Garry Rogers. And we kept Larko honest this week with his workload. He also sat down and had a chat with Scott McLaughlin about his amazing season so far. That's coming up very shortly. And we'll go to the break with a Remember When and celebrate 50 fabulous years of Garry Rogers Motorsport.
Garry Rogers now. 10th fastest in the runoff was number 16.
And Garry Rogers of Victoria.
And Jason Barguana wins his first ever V8 race. The checkered flag is waiting and the 22-year-old Garth Tander takes his very first V8 supercar win.
Holden conquer the mountain once again. Jason Barguana and Garth Tander take out the FAI 1000.
Lee Holdsworth is our champion. Michael Caruso is now a V8 supercar race winner. There's a new kid in town in the V8 supercars. His name is Scott McLaughlin. He's on the champions list.
Shannon's Supercar Showdown returns for a third series. There are big changes to the lineup, including the move to Ford Performance Racing. FPR stars Mark Winterbottom and Will Davison will each mentor 4 rookie drivers throughout the series. Up for grabs for the series winner, a testing contract with the FPR V8 Supercar team. Shannon's Supercar Showdown Series 3, September 14th at 5 p.m. on 7 Mate.
Welcome back to V8 Extra. Well, he's just turned 20. He's in his first full-time season of main game V8 supercar racing, and he's already a winner and a great guy. Here's Mark Larkham with Scott McLaughlin.
Scotty McLaughlin, only 9 months ago, Homebush, you just won the Dunlop Championship. Up on the podium, Garry Rogers says, come and drive my car today. Your whole world has been tipped upside down since then. Just briefly tell us about that journey, the last 9 months.
This year's just been a whirlwind. I mean, I came into Adelaide, I wasn't even thinking about the shootout. I was top 15 was awesome. And to make the shootout there, that was my year pretty much. I was stoked. And then to come out with 2 top 10s there, and we've just cruised on, did our own thing. And obviously our expectations, and I've put more expectation on myself to go better. But, you know, what we've been doing, a couple of wins, and it's just been unbelievable, and something that, you know, I'll never forget, but I just want more now.
His speed hasn't surprised me. His maturity and his ability to compete with that crux of known drivers, I will say, has been happened more quickly than I thought.
Willowbank was almost a little bit sweeter because I did it in front of Jamie. He pressured me the whole race, and it's his home track, and nothing happened. It wasn't like Winterbottom's tyre blew or anyone's. I'm not saying my win at Pukekohe is a fluke, but it just felt a little bit more sweeter. But seeing that Pukekohe race was awesome. It was something that almost brought tears to your eyes.
There's a new kid in town in the V8 Supercars. His name is Scott McLaughlin. He's on the champions list.
Now, this is the bit I really love about the Scott McLaughlin story. We come and talk to a race driver, we expect to find him in the gym or upstairs in the lounge or the corporate area. Not Scotty McLaughlin, 4th year fabricator, apprentice, working in the fabrication shop here, mate. What a story. Tell us about that. You're employed by Garry Rogers Motorsport to make bits.
Yeah, well, it all started 09. I asked for work experience at Stone Brothers Racing with Ross and Jimmy Stone and doing all this sort of stuff, and I enjoy it. It's a good way to get behind the scenes of the sport and actually build something and put towards the team. It's quite cool.
Do you get 2 negotiations? One must be your driving fee. Yeah. Then is it the standard apprentice pay rate?
It's standard. Yeah, no, it's
guaranteed.
He's been good, and I'm enjoying it. The time here has been great, and honestly, it's been good for me to learn the ropes and learn the team, meet the boys, and I think it's just made my relationship with everyone so much better.
Where's the bar set now, mate, for the rest of the year? So what are your expectations as you roll the car out every weekend now?
Overall, I want to be top 10 in the championship now. I think that's a realistic goal. But, you know, top 10 in every race. I think we've got a great car, and I feel more confident each time I'm in the car. You know, Bathurst is going to be tough. It's going to be a pretty amazing thing qualifying the car there. So, you know, if I can make the shootout there, it'd be pretty cool. There's little bits and pieces, goals that sometimes I don't even want to share myself. It's just for me. And, you know, moving forward, I think we're doing a good job. We've just got to keep doing what we're doing, and I think we'll be right.
But seriously, look at the quality of that weld done by Scotty McLaughlin. Not only can this kid drive, he can weld. It's pretty cool.
A bit better than Larko.
Nice to spend a moment or two there with Scott McLaughlin. While Larko was down there, we thought we'd get him to check out the progress of the new Volvo V8 Supercar. We'll see it in 2014. That's coming up very soon on V8XTRA. We'll go to the break now and relive some of the magic moments this year that Scott McLaughlin generated.
Wow. Has Pukekohe applauding. Kiwis will erupt. He's on the champions list.
Well done. That is an extraordinary drive.
He's going to put pressure on our championship leader up to turn 1.
McLaughlin's bolted.
And the young Kiwi will take the lead. And that's another win for Generation Next. Scott McLaughlin gets his 2nd.
And this is the opportunity now for Winterbottom to try and pounce.
He's in the toe.
Look how close.
This is a go. This is a chance. They're down there. They've hit. He's pushed Whincup off. I reckon that's really line ball, but I think he'll get away with it.
It will be Lowndes' 100th career podium, his 8th 500 victory. This time of the year is Lowndes' time.
That's our next exciting venue. We'll be off to Sandown for the Wilson Security Sandown 500, the first of the 3 Pertec Enduro Cup events. Can't wait for those races. Sandown, Bathurst and the Gold Coast. Very much looking forward to it. Well, as I'm sure you all know, next year Volvo will join the V8 Supercars Championship. The project will come out of Garry Rogers Motorsport, and because he's been working hard down there in the past week, we sent Larko in to file this update on the progress of the new car.
You might recall in a recent episode of V8 Extra, we talked about the things that a vehicle manufacturer needs to do to comply to be able to play in the game of V8 supercars. This is Volvo's entry, the S60, and as we talked about, right-hand drive, it's a 4-door sedan and it can accommodate a 5-litre V8 engine. Let's go into Garry Rogers Motorsport's fabrication shop and have a look at just how they do it. So let's firstly talk about engine. So here is the engine that we used in the Volvo V8 supercar. Obviously it is a V8. As you can see, it's aluminium. It's got 4 overhead camshafts and it's got 32 valves, 4 per cylinder. This comes from the Volvo family of engines, and in fact it's 4.4 litre. So they're going to have to deal with that, bore, stroke, whatever they need to do to get it to 5 litre. And just to compare it, here is a Holden 5 litre cast iron cylinder block that most of the teams are currently using. So you can see quite a high-tech device. Now, when we talk about the chassis build, here it is right here. This is the Volvo being built. Now, first thing you'll notice, it's on all this solid plate of jigging, and all of these fixed points, they're all around the place, and that is all completely solid steel, and they're to bolt the architecture of the car together and have it like literally thousandths of an inch accurate. And as they stitch it all together, everything gets fixed in place. Now, if you damage your car, you can obviously bring it back onto the jig and everything goes back to where it was. You remember on the V8 show earlier on, we talked about wheel track, which is across the car, and wheel base have to be the same across all the manufacturers. So it's this jigging plate that allow them to do that. And all the teams that build cars have this same sort of jigging to achieve that. So the front suspension points up there and the rear suspension points back here are all in exactly the same spot. The roll cage, as you can see, very, very intricate inside here, is all quite heavily controlled and regulated, specified if you like, with a little variation. But the thing I love most about V8 supercars comparative to other categories around the world that do this is we make the teams use some of the architecture and componentry from the road car. So this is all Volvo A, B and C pillar we call them. There's the rear guard. And what I also love is the fact that we swing the standard shape doors off here. And all the wind-licked surfaces of the car, all the things that influence aerodynamics and performance, must look exactly the same as the road-going variant. And it's that that keeps our cars very, very relevant to the marketplace, including the headlights and the tail lights. Now, when we look at this car here, you're talking about 3 or 4 months to build one of these, probably about 1,200 hours that works out. And 3/4 of the way through the season, I'd say these guys are pretty close to finishing their first Volvo and are in good shape.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed this episode of V8 Extra. We're out of time. We've got to wrap it up for another week. It's been a huge week in V8 supercar racing, so let's now turn our attention to our next big event, and it is the Wilson Security Sandown 500. Sandown International Raceway, Melbourne, September 13, 14, 15. If you're in or around the area, please come and join us. It's going to be the first of the 3 big Pertec Enduro Cup events. Really fantastic and looking forward to it. On behalf of the entire 7 Motorsport team, thanks for being with us today. Look forward to your company again from Sandown. Bye for now.